Hey everyone, and welcome. I'm so glad you're here tonight. My name is Linda, and it is truly an honor to host this presentation. But before we get started, I just want to share a little bit about my story and why LifeVantage means so much to me. So, when LifeVantage really found me, I was about 53, and unfortunately, I felt much older than that. I was exhausted all the time, my joints ached, and I was taking sleeping pills every single night. And I was taking ibuprofen 4 times a day, 4 pills at a time, just to make it through my restaurant shifts. Now, if you've ever done restaurant work, you do know it's very physical and can be extremely hard on the body. So it's a tough job. But back then, I thought that was all just a part of getting older. And I didn't think that there was anything I could do about it. But one day, my dear friend Nancy just made a simple post on Facebook, and it said, "It is so great to wake up in the morning feeling refreshed and not ache anymore." I said, "I'll bite." We got together, and she told me about something called Protandem. And I remember thinking, I was a little skeptical, but if it could help Nancy, maybe it could help me too. So I jumped on board, and that decision has been great for me. Once I started with LifeVantage, my body began to change. After a short period of time, not only did my sleep improve, but the need for ibuprofen diminished. And my energy improved, and I felt clearer and lighter and much more in control of my own health. Now, from the very beginning, I did know that these were not supplements, that they were something called cellular activators. What I discovered as I continued was really how truly different activation is from simple supplementation. Activation helps the body work the way it was designed to, turning pathways back on that may have been dormant for a bit or slowed down. And that was a game changer for me, and it is for many other people. Fast forward today, at the age of 60, unfortunately, I genuinely feel younger than I did in my 50s. On top of that, our new mind body system for weight management helped me break through a weight plateau that I thought literally I would be stuck in forever. I've lost inches, I've gained confidence, and it all really amazes me. Just look at me right now, talking to all of you. I would never have done this before. But one of the biggest blessings really has been the community and the opportunity that came along with all of it, connecting with others, really helping people feel better and watching transformations happen. That's why I'm here, and that's why I'm passionate about sharing this. So tonight, you are going to hear from two really incredible leaders, Dr. Dondee Nettles. He's a wellness chiropractor with a deep understanding of just how the body works and what true wellness looks like, and his wife, Marci Nettles, who really brings her own powerful story as a former law enforcement officer who has walked through her own challenges and breakthroughs. Now, together, they're going to share their stories, the science behind LifeVantage, and the business opportunity that is truly changing lives. So, thank you again for being here. Settle in, open up your mind a bit to what's possible. And it's truly my pleasure to introduce Dr. Dondee and Marci Nettles.
Oh my gosh, Linda. And by the way, 60 what? Are you kidding me right now? You look fantastic. And it's been really fun to actually watch your journey of aging in reverse, like literally.
Thanks.
For me, LifeVantage actually found me at a really dark time. I had been in law enforcement for almost a decade, absolutely loved my career, and I was able to provide really well for my young kids at that time. But like many people, in 2009, my career came to a halt that fast. I was in a car accident on duty that ended my career, left me with a brain injury, several herniated discs throughout my spine, and I was no longer able to be a police officer. That meant that my income went down drastically. There was a lot of extra stress in our household. Went through a divorce of a marriage that was already struggling, and we lost a house. Not to mention, my kids were teenagers at this time, and I was home, but I was not really home. And so when I look back on that, I am going to be forever grateful that, you know, um, dear friends of mine were introduced to this company. See, what had happened after that accident and after the divorce and losing a house was I ended up in a downward spiral of depression, where when I talked to my doctor, I ended up with more prescription medications that this time had warning labels on the bottles that said may cause suicidal tendencies. And I had tried to take my own life 4 different times because I didn't know what the purpose was for me any longer. My identity had completely been stripped from me. Well, on top of that, that gratitude I was talking about, people around me saw that I was going through a difficult time. And when they were introduced to this company, LifeVantage, I was one of the first people they thought of to share it with. And I will seriously thank them until the end of my time because it seriously came in and changed everything for me. When I saw the information, very similarly to how you're going to be seeing it tonight, I had hope for the first time in 18 months since my accident that I could get my mind and my body working again. But even more importantly, I had hope that this opportunity could be a way that I could again start to support myself and my teenage daughter at that time, because now I was a single mom. I was really grateful to know that along with this opportunity came that team and that community that Linda was talking about, because they were the ones that wrapped themselves around me and helped me do something that I'd never done before. So I said yes right away, and I will always be so grateful for those people that were brave enough to invite me. So if you are a guest here tonight, please know that you should thank the person that invited you to see the information that you're going to see tonight, because it will change your life. Not only did I get the opportunity to start creating an income, Dr. Dondee and I met through this business, and we ended up blending our families. We have 4 kids together and now 4 grandkids. We blended our passion, our purpose, and our desire to help other people see what the potential is for them as well. And it all starts with this amazing micro franchise opportunity. So, Dr. Dondee, why don't you share your story?
Awesome. Thank you, Marci. Yeah, I have a hard time believing you're 62, Linda, because back last July, I turned 60 and I have been aging in reverse. At least it seems that way. And when I saw this information that we are about to share with all of you, I was 44 years old at the height of my professional career, but at the absolute rock bottom of my personal life. Because we had here in Arizona, we had the 4th largest chiropractic practice, seeing between 350 and 500 patients per week. I'm also a passionate educator of people. I had an AM talk radio show on 2 different AM stations every Saturday and was helping lots of people. But what people didn't know is that my private life was spiraling out of control, because in my practice, which was 40% pediatric, I had 2 young children. In fact, our youngest son, Dietrich, gets his 20th birthday today. And so when I saw this information for the first time, Dietrich was 3 and my daughter was relatively newborn. And I never saw them because of the demands of my practice and my radio show. And I realized one day that I'm spending all this time with other people's children while my children are at home, probably wondering where daddy is. And I had literally a breakdown. And I was praying for an opportunity to be a home-based dad at least part of the time. And LifeVantage came into my life, but not in the traditional sense. I didn't even know what LifeVantage was, but that blue bottle that you see above our head in the bottom left corner of your screen, that was introduced to me after one of my radio shows that somebody had heard me on and wanted to introduce me to this product. Well, I was already on the product, had been on it for a while, had a horrific knee injury, and had some incredible healing from it. But what I found is that this opportunity was clandestinely disguised as the most powerful opportunity I've ever been in. And as Marci said, we met here. So created my destiny. And so when I got involved a little over 18 months after getting involved, I sold my practice, canceled my radio show, and was for 15 plus years a stay-at-home dad to my children. And it's only after my son graduated from high school 2 years ago. Our daughter's literally never here. We have to go into their bathroom and check their towels. If they're wet, then they still live with us because we very rarely ever see them. And so it gave me the ability to go back into part-time practice and continue sharing this message. But thank you, Linda, for opening this up. And thank you, everybody, for being here. Buckle up because we've got some great information to share with you. And I want to start by equipping you with the ability, especially if you're skeptical, to really look at this and scrutinize it accordingly. So we're going to talk over this presentation about the 6 key components of a successful business that you see at the top. Obviously, our company is LifeVantage. Publicly traded, you're going to hear about that. Our products, as Linda said. They're activation pathways as opposed to supplement. We're going to dive deep into that. I'm going to talk really quickly on this slide about timing, but there's trends. Are the products we talk about in the business opportunity, does anybody even care? And that's where the trends come in. Compensation. Do people get paid fairly or what they're worth for the time they invest into this business? And then lastly, is there a system to follow, a culture to follow, and more importantly, a supportive community? So these are all the things I'm going to share with you, how you can properly scrutinize what we talk about today. But I want to emphasize the most important one probably of all of them, which is timing. And that is, for those of you who are entrepreneurs, you understand that 95% of all companies that ever start, whether they're in network marketing like ours, traditional brick and mortar, or corporate level, 95% of companies fail within their first 5 years because one or most of those 6 things at the top are lacking. And so we're going to share with you that we have a wonderful opportunity. We've been a company for 23 years. We're debt-free. We're publicly traded on the NASDAQ, and we have a great system. What we also have is the trends. The world is looking for what we have in our product catalog because it's different than everything else out there. And we've got a proven business system that with predictable success. So we have not yet. We are where you see that blue circle, right at we've exceeded all of the initial failure things that people go through. We're still here, and we are about to go into momentum because people are looking for what we have. They just don't know we have it. And 80% of the growth is still ahead of us. So when people see this information 5, 10, 15 years from now, when we are a household name, getting involved then will be too late because the word's already out. You missed the growth curve. Kind of think about what would it be like to join Apple or at least buy stock in Apple 35 years ago versus today when it's the most valuable company on planet Earth. That's what we're talking about. Meeting the needs of a grand population of people means predictable success, and that's what we have.
All right, so I absolutely love this company, LifeVantage. As Dondee was mentioning there for you, the timing couldn't be better. We are anticipated to be a $2 to $3 billion company, and right now we're standing at about 230 million per year. So you're still within that first 10% of people that will ever be involved with LifeVantage. So the timing is absolutely perfect for you to be taking a look now. We are publicly traded on the NASDAQ. Our ticker is LFVN. What that means to us as business owners, as micro franchise owners, is that it is fully transparent. Everything that is going on, everybody knows at the same time. There is no behind closed doors dealings going on without us as stockholders and as consultants knowing about it. We're also debt free, making major investments into progressing this opportunity, into product development, into our compensation plan, and into acquiring other companies to add to this opportunity. We have scientifically validated and patented products. That is something that helps to secure the opportunity. Growth potential and timing, we already talked about that, but we actually in the last 3 years spent over $6 million investing in the creation of the most relevant compensation plan in this industry. So not only do we have products that work, but we have a compensation plan that pays, and it pays out well. The culture of mentorship and collaboration, it starts at the top with our CEO, the leadership at corporate, and the leadership in the field. We lock arms, we work together, and with this opportunity, we know that when we lock arms, all ships rise, right? So we're super excited about LifeVantage and why it is important now. Now, when it gets to the importance of this opportunity and the products we have to offer is that life gets out of balance. You may not feel well. You may be tired a lot. You may not have energy, all of those different things. Maybe your brain power feels like it's just been shut off. Well, there's many different reasons why that occurs. And most of those are due to the food that we're eating, that some of it's not even really food, or maybe it's just really highly chemical and toxic, right? Medications that we've been put on or that we've been taking. How about that aging thing that every single one of us participates in? It's not like we can opt out, right? And then again, the lack of sleep. If you have a computer, a cell phone that you're on frequently, anything that is blue light, it's hindering the way your body is working with your circadian rhythm. And so it's affecting your sleep, and we're not getting enough of it. We're not getting quality sleep, and that affects everything, not to mention the environment, the air that we breathe, the water that we drink, the chemicals, preservatives in the food, and what we're listening to, what we're watching, what we're reading. All of that stuff contributes to a life that gets out of balance. Well, here at LifeVantage, we know that if we can help you heal your cells and we can help you heal your gut, you absolutely will feel the best you have ever felt at whatever age you are. And this is the LifeVantage way, because we know that if we can get to the root of issues, meaning that cellular wellness and that gut health, you can have healthy cells. Those healthy cells come together and create healthy tissues. The healthy tissues create healthy organs, and those become healthy systems. And your body is run on different systems. So if those systems are healthy, you can have that healthy body that each and every one of us should be looking for. And just the experience of a healthy better means that your life could look completely different than it does right now if you don't have that health. Well, as Linda mentioned, we are the activation company. We are completely different. We are the only activation company in the world that has scientifically validated products that actually turn your body's systems back on. So what is the difference between activation and supplementation? Supplementation is when you take something because your body is deficient, right? It has run low and you need to try to fill it back up by something you're taking in through your mouth. Well, the other side of this is, how about if you can take something that can then turn your body on or activate it to make that thing that it needs more of? The things that your body will make will always be more powerful than those things that you take. So we're excited to continue sharing with you this company's story of LifeVantage. And what this does is it takes us back to 2005 to an ABC primetime investigative report. This news piece, they intended to be an expose, coming in and disproving the things that we were saying about this amazing technology, this pioneering technology of activation. Yet as you watch this short piece, you're going to soon realize the reason why we keep sharing it is it became the best piece of third-party validation that we could have ever asked for, and many other companies would die or really pay for if they could have it for themselves. But pay attention to this ABC Primetime Investigative Report. What happens for the reporter that is the one that's doing this piece, and what they say about what this product can do.
Following is an ABC Primetime Investigative Report that aired in 2005.
You want to get an edge on turning back the clock with just a few pills? Who doesn't? Well, it's no longer science fiction, but science possibility, a potential breakthrough. As I found out firsthand, there may be a way to erase years, at least inside my body. Granted, it's down the road, but some scientists are wondering if a new pill I took might offer a very long life. It may not look like the fountain of youth, but inside this nondescript building, I'm about to become part of an exciting experiment, a kind of guinea pig. Okay. I'm here at the University of Colorado in Denver. This is pretty exciting stuff you're finding, huh?
It is. We're very excited about it.
His latest research could very well unravel the mystery of aging itself. And his decades of experiments may have the potential of adding years to people's lives and possibly prevent chronic diseases like cancer, diabetes, and heart disease. It all centers around this small yellow pill, and for me, it begins with a blood test. Oxidative stress, like the rusting of an engine, is not a good thing.
Bad for the body.
Leading to disease.
Leading to disease and leading to malfunction, and importantly, leading to what we call aging. It is a slow progression of increasing oxidative stress. That's the main characteristic biochemically of the aging process.
It's called Protandim, and tests on both mice and humans have already shown that it revs up the manufacture of those good enzymes in our bodies. More enzymes, fewer free radicals to harm it.
Right now, all we know is that this preparation decreases oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is not a disease, just like aging is not in itself a disease, but it's something that accompanies and is attached to many disease processes.
Have you discovered the fountain of youth?
I wouldn't put it that way, but we may have discovered something that will tell us a lot more about how we age, what happens biochemically, and maybe how we can slow it down.
Normally, oxidative stress, measured by those T-bars, increases with age. Taking just one pill of Protandim a day reversed that trend for everyone at every age, even for an 80-year-old. But what about my progress? After nearly 2 weeks now, it's time to get my results. The result? My level of oxidative stress has declined dramatically.
45%, that's excellent.
Just look at where I fall on the graph, before and after.
Which, if extrapolated back, is the level you would see in a newborn baby.
Have we turned back the clock? Well, maybe not on the outside, but deep inside within my cells. Yes, indeed.
Wow. Every time I see that, and I've probably, without exaggeration, I've probably seen that 5,000 times over the last at least almost 17 years that I've been a part of this company. That originally aired on June 5th of 2005. So 21 years ago this May or this June. And so why is that so critically important? As what Marci said earlier, we are the only activation company in the world, which right now, I'll be in full transparency, would tell you that's a liability for us because we're the only company sharing the message. And I want to kind of call upon historical reference of Roger Bannister, who on May 6th of 1954 was the first man to run the 4-minute mile or under a 4-minute mile. But within a year of that happening, 16 other people did it. They just needed one person to prove what they said, that anatomists and doctors said it's physically impossible for a human being to run under 4 minutes in a mile or a mile, and until Roger Bannister did it. Well, when the world finds out about what we have and the amazingness of it, we'll go from a $230 million company to 2 to 3 billion plus, like Marci said. We just haven't reached that yet. We need other people to understand. Well, what do they need to understand? If you see that red curve there, or that red line, that is what is referred to as the age-related incidence of disease. In other words, as we get older, we suffer from more diseases. That was before Protandim came along. The older you are, the more likely you are to contract a disease because the less likely your body is to protect you from it. That was until Protandim came. And then 1 tablet of Protandim per day, they literally took the blood of a 20-year-old, which was the youngest person in the research study, and the blood of an 80-year-old, which was the oldest person in the research study, and they compared them under a microscope with no labeling, so there was no bias. And they could not tell the difference of the blood and the inflammatory and aging markers that come along in our blood, you previously represented by that red line. It was monumental. It literally changed everything back in 2003, which is why 2 years later, ABC Primetime aired what you just saw in living rooms all over the country and got worldwide attention on our company because we, for the first time, were able to, with 5 plant ingredients, turn back the oxidative stress equation on health and the longevity of us as human beings for the first time ever, and it drew international attention. So what I want to share with you is, where have we come since? That's where it started. And I don't want you to take my word for it. In fact, as a chiropractor, it is extremely important for me that we share information that does not jeopardize you or put you in a skeptic's crosshairs. We need you to be able to answer with legitimate and valid information. So where do researchers and scientists and doctors go to do their research? The answer is quite simple: pubmed.gov. It's the National Library of Medicine. It is the world's largest repository of published medical journals and published medical research. And if you go to that website, again, it's pubmed.gov, and you type in the 2 words, oxidative stress, that are at the core of almost every disease you can name, you'll see there's, and this is probably a week or 2 old, there's 388,597 studies published on the relationship between oxidative stress and human disease. Well, why is that important? If you look at the graphic on the left, because free radical damage or oxidative stress, which causes sick cells, look at all the things that surround it, parts of the body that are affected, from your heart, your brain, your kidney, your joints, your lungs, everything. And so all the way around your body has the effects of oxidative stress as we age, which is why, again, that former red curve until LifeVantage intervened with Protandim. And now we can't say that. The world can't say that until they know what we do. And it intervenes directly with what causes disease. Well, how do people even know if they have sick cells? What does it feel like? The answer is quite simple. Chronic fatigue, no energy. They wake up after 8 hours where they should be refreshed and they have no energy. Brain fog, walking into a room and wondering why you got there. Lack of concentration, attention, focus, aches and pains, sickness often, headaches, and much, much more. These are all things that are directly what it feels like to have oxidative stress. Well, that again was until Protandim came around, where you can take it to make it, meaning you can take supplements, is like Linda talked about. It's a massive, massive, massive market. Supplements, you benefit from what's in the bottle. Activators, you benefit from what the contents of the bottle creates in your body. So you can take it, like Protandim, and literally make the antioxidants as a result. Or you can take some antioxidants. What's the difference? Millions and millions of times more efficient and beneficial to your body. That blue bottle right there, and taking one tablet from inside that bottle every single day lowers your systemic or body-wide oxidative stress by 40% in just 30 days. And the longer you're on it, the more the more compounded benefit you get. That has never been able to be said before. And it's not just our opinion. We have 29 research papers published on that finished product in medical journals and why it is so critically important. That's what we're talking about. That's the magnitude of this. And this is a question as a company that we are constantly asking, what else can we activate within the human body? And we're going to show you something that we have just answered. This product and our actual purchase of the company that created this product initially is less than 6 months old. This is a brand new venture for us. We purchased the company that makes P84. Let me define the name. P means phyto. You see, phytopower 1 and 2 means plant-based ingredients. And there's 84 ingredients that turn this 1-2 punch of a package into recreating our microbiome. In other words, our gut health by activating its potential, healing the cells, and creating a massive bacterial environment that is normal and is healthy and what your body has been lacking. And it's taken the world by storm, literally. So this is so significant. It activates 14 key peptides. In other words, it turns back on your body's ability to make 14 specific gut peptides, and they have massive intervention. But before we talk about the peptides, let's talk about why you would even need them. What do sick cells or a sick gut inside the cells, what does it feel like? Bloating, excessive gas after eating, constipation and diarrhea, abdominal cramping, heartburn and acid reflux, GERD, and a bunch of others, irregular bowel movements, food sensitivities. In fact, the CDC 2 months ago issued a report that food sensitivity has increased 50% since the 90s. And what is the problem? Gut sensitivity and indigestion and much more. So healing the gut has literally become step one in returning health to people and giving them the power to do it on their own in a natural way. That's what we have here. And so these are the 3 areas of those 14 gut peptides regulate. P84 activates master peptides that control digestion. It's not what you eat, it's what you digest that matters. And then healing the gut, repairing the cells, the epithelial cells inside your gut, and recreating that mucus barrier, and then creating the beneficial bacterial environment so that all of this comprises what we call the microbiome. So when your gut is healthy and you are digesting the food that you're spending your hard-earned money on, and it's good, nutritious food, the natural, normal expression of that effort is health. And that's exactly what we're intervening on. But another question, what else can we activate as we're constantly asking that question? How about the number one protein produced by the human body? Collagen. Your body produces 20,000 proteins, and the number one most important and the number one most prevalent is collagen. And why should we care? Why does it even matter? Because after the age of 30, and if there's anything you write down, write this down. After the age of 30, our body loses 1% of its natural ability to create its own collagen every single year. So as a 60-year-old, my body's only producing 70% of the collagen it has the capacity to improve or to produce. That's why my joints should ache if I weren't activating them. And that is what people experience. So this Healthy Glow Essential Stack starts first with our Pro Tandem, lowering oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days, and then turning back on the body's ability to make its own collagen. That is critically important. The cells are called fibroblasts. And yes, inside that amazing brown and pink bottle, there's 10,000 milligrams of collagen, or 10 different types, 5,000 milligrams, but there's also a key ingredient called ruby red quinoa, which turns on your body's ability to make its own again by over 100%. In fact, 140% of what it could make when you combine those two products together. That's never happened before. And that's why we see results like you'll see here in this next slide. These are before and after pictures after just 30 days. Now, why is that even important? Because this is a product that you drink. If you're taking a product on the inside and the noticeable benefits are seen on the outside in just 30 days, in both of these examples, what else is happening on the inside that we just aren't aware of? Well, most people who know about collagen take it for hair, skin, and nails, but not the number one most important reason. All 5 tissues that make up every joint in your body are exclusively dependent on collagen. Your bone, your muscle, your tendon, your ligament, and your cartilage. All of them are made of collagen, and all of them lose 1% every year after the age of 30. That's why this product is so paramount and why people are looking to it. They just don't know we have it yet. And that's where this business opportunity comes in, the ability to compensate while you bless people with revolutionary products that no one else has. That's literally what we have. Now, there's also cognition, mental focus, attention span, mood, memory, things that we are hearing about declining constantly. In fact, some of the most rapid developing health issues are cognition loss. So this product, you take the product to make brain messengers, specifically what are called neurotransmitters. In other words, your brain's ability to communicate with itself and the rest of your body to regulate focus and attention span. That's exactly what this product does. And we've got caffeinated versions and decaffeinated versions because adults aren't the only people suffering with this issue. This is a growing problem among all ages, and we have the remedies, the flavors, and the delivery system to impact all of them by turning people's focus, attention, mood, memory, and concentration abilities back on by allowing your brain to produce the very chemicals that are responsible for that.
So I'm sure you're realizing that we are definitely the take it to make it company, meaning that you take our products to make the necessary things inside of your body to help them be empowered to have the best health they can possibly have. So when you share this opportunity and start your own micro franchise and help other people do the same, you're also activating the opportunity to earn additional income streams because we have multiple commissions that are paid out through LifeVantage. And it gives you the opportunity to share the full product catalog that LifeVantage offers. It includes additional activators as well as high-end supplements that help our activators work better, and the activators help our supplements work better. We also have activating hair care, skin care that's super clean and non-toxic. So let's talk just a little bit about the industry here because it truly does reward innovation. We've already been talking about this cutting edge innovation that we have with Protandim NRF2. We are the pioneers of activation, and we are still since 2003, since Protandim came out and was sold on store shelves, first and only activation company. Now, gut health is the next huge market, and it's rapidly growing. Currently, it's at $14.4 billion that people are spending in the gut health arena. It's anticipated to be $32.4 billion by 2035. And guys, we are the only ones that have a gut activator that activates gut peptides, 14 of them, And it's an amazing emerging science in this arena. So don't just ride a trend. You want to build a business that lasts with proven products and a proven company. So again, we kept asking this question, what else can we activate? And I kind of spoke a little bit about it when we first started this presentation, in the investment of $6 million to develop the most relevant compensation plan in the industry with our Evolve compensation plan. So you can help evolve and you can help gather customers and get paid. You can get paid for building a team. So those customers that have great experience or entrepreneurial minds that see this opportunity, that want to join you in their own micro franchise, you would then be developing your team. You can get paid for developing leaders that also want to build a team. And then, of course, you can get paid on what the company has already done. Since we started in 2009 as a network marketing company, you can actually earn profit share globally off of the work that has already been done. So this is our income disclosure statement. Being publicly traded, all of this has to be reported and it is checked. So it has to be factual. On the left-hand side, you can see the ranking system that we have here at LifeVantage. If you look just 3 columns in from the left, you'll see the average monthly commissions that are paid at that rank. Take just a quick moment and just scan through those numbers and see where you would want to be on a monthly basis in the next 6 months to be able to make this be a opportunity that you would say yes to, that you would want to get started in. And then look a little bit further down and see where you'd like to be in the next 2 years. The time's going to pass anyway, and just adding this into the nooks and crannies, working with a team, implementing a system, what type of a monthly income would you like to have? And then finally, I want to give you permission to dream. I want you to look a little bit further down that average monthly commissions. This is what people are making on a monthly basis in their business with LifeVantage. What would change your life and give you the opportunity to live your days exactly the way that you would like to? And then get with the person that invited you here today and let them know what your numbers are, because we'll be able to help you lay out a plan and map it out on how you can get there in those time frames. Not to mention, look all the way to the far right. You can see the average number of months that people have taken to achieve those specific ranks and dollar amounts on a monthly basis. So how do you get started? Well, first of all, if you want more information on the compensation plan, you can scan this QR code or get with the person that invited you here and they can walk you through it or connect you with one of us that can help you with that. And then getting started, we always want you to pick a pack because it gives you great discounts on the products that you desire to get started on, as well as giving you the full business opportunity, including your website, your back office app, to be able to use discount codes to share with people for customers and for consultants to get started with 10% off. But you also get an 11% discount on the Healthy Edge, which is Protandim NRF2 and P84. So for only $250, you could start an international network marketing business. Or how about our business pack? This gives you the opportunity to try many of our activators as well as our other supplemental products for a 37% savings. For $999, you would be able to sample out products, get your own product story started, as well as receiving tickets to the next 2 corporate events for free, included in this pack. It's valued at about $390. So this is definitely a great opportunity for you to be able to speak from experience and to be able to share the full opportunity. So from anywhere from $250 up to under $1,000, you could start your own micro franchise with LifeVantage. And then to continue your health journey, and when your customers come along and they want to get started with these products, we want them to subscribe with the stack, because these products have been put together in specific formulas to be able to create synergy inside of your body for the best response and results. You also get a discount on the product pricing, and it's shipped directly to you from the company. The company offers a 30-day money-back guarantee, so if you don't enjoy the products, you can send them back to have a full refund. Now, guys, we also want to make sure that you understand that this is a great model for building a business, meaning that there is a company out there you can partner with that will do all of the research and development, producing the products, manufacturing, guaranteeing the highest standards, shipping, paying you your paycheck, providing you with all of the support and information you need, marketing materials and websites to be able to build an amazing business with science-backed patented products. This is a phenomenal opportunity, and we are so grateful that you took the time to come and take a look at it with us. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight, and please get with the person that invited you here. Tell them thank you. Let them know your numbers and whatever questions you have. We want to be able to be here to help you get those answered. So again, thank you so much for being here with us. We appreciate you.